Hey everyone, Wander here, and welcome to Planet Crafter, or welcome back to it if you caught my previous coverage. It's a incremental planet terraforming sandbox game that I absolutely adore. I've been wanting to do a full series on this one for forever, tried on the previous channel, tried again by streaming it, none of that worked, just format does not work that well on the old channel. The standard Wanderbots channel, and so I figured, since I'm starting Wandervods, I figure it's a good opportunity for me to finally sit down and play through the whole dang thing, especially now that it's gotten 2 DLCs and a bunch of updates, which I think I might be able to roll into this series. People are saying you can teleport to the DLC worlds in the late game of the base game, so we will see. Anyway, couple of things. One, this was all recorded live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Wanderbot. So if you do want to actually watch me record these episodes way in advance, check it out. I stream every Sunday from like 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern until I get tired of playing or get too hungry to keep going. And so I will actually be streaming more of this in a couple hours, actually. So if you want to tune in and check out the post game and spoil a lot of things, you can, or not. And pretty soon I will be wrapping up recording Planet Crafter on Twitch, and then I will be moving over to recording something else new entirely. So actually you can dive in on that without having to worry about spoilers. Anyway, also because this is recorded live, expect some amount of me responding to people in chat. Actually, a fair bit of it. This game has a lot of dead space with me just waiting for meters to go up, so easy opportunity for me to have a conversation back and forth with random people watching me. And also that also means I'm not going to have much for outros. Or even intros. This is going to be a little bit kind of just loosey-goosey, but I hope it's fine. So for now, hope you enjoy. Ompitus. There we go. That's a bad. Ompitus Prime. It's Optimus's extremely goofy-looking sibling. Alright. Load in. Let's see how this goes. Set it to 0.1 so we can be here forever. No!
Emergency. Correct your trajectory.
Oh, it is the same intro every single time. I was doing the Talks DLC and I legitimately forgot about this. I wonder if they had added that with the 1.0 and I'd forgot. Anyway, welcome to some Planet Crafter. I have been wanting to finish this game for years. I played the demo for this, loved it. Played the early access release, loved it even more. Played the 1.0 release, loved the heck out of it. Played the DLC, enjoyed it immensely. Started the Talks DLC. Thought it was great, and was like, oh shit, you know what? I should just work on, put this on my side channel and actually do like a full playthrough at some point, because I think I would have a very good time with this. This is very much the kind of game that I adore. Inventory is full. Let's actually see what I can do with this. So first and foremost, I can't make biscuits. Let's go for a backpack, because no matter what, having inventory space is going to make the most amount of difference. So I'm going to need, let's just make the deconstruction microchip, even though it's not as valuable. So we need 2 silicon and like a magnesium and a cobalt. Let's see what I can find. Let's see. Silicon. Yeah, I love this game. I adore it. It's so nice. It's that perfect blend of like space survival, incremental progression, and like very visible terraforming that makes me extremely happy. Extremely happy. I don't know. It's a vibe that I don't get from anywhere else, and always I don't know, makes me excited to play more. Let's see. All right, go here. Oh, I forgot the cobalt. It's fine. We can make the construction microchip. That's the big one. Is that cobalt? I think it is. It's just on the side. I think the last time I played this, my entire base ended up underwater because it built everything below sea level. Yeah, that was my first experience playing this game. I hadn't been thinking about it. I think I usually set up on top of that hill over there, or like a little further in. Okay. Oh, right. Oxygen tank. So now I can build things. Well, I can stick around here. Yeah, I can't do anything. I can't build anything out here. What do I have in here? Because that actually does kind of matter. Food and oxygen and other things that we don't need. I think I'm just going to go start building in where my base... Well, actually, do I? No. I'm going to put 1 living compartment here. The entire premise of this is mostly just I don't have enough oxygen to run around that far yet. And so if I have at least one or two of these like little filter bases all over the place, I can daisy chain and save myself a lot of trouble. So glad that I start with the ability to make these. There we go. If it seems like I'm speed running, it's because I literally went through this a couple hours ago. And I would prefer to be able to make some serious distance, speed. I don't know. Especially because I have been through this before, and some amount of me gets really impatient. I don't know if it's an attention disorder. I don't know if it's just me being an impatient person to begin with, but whenever I'm playing a game, if it's something I've done before, I always want to kind of skip past it. Dialogue I've seen, gameplay elements, early stages. I will say the early stages of this game feel very good in a way that, like, I don't feel that hasty. What's another game where I mean, like, early Minecraft is always kind of satisfying, though I'm always looking for ways to optimize it and go a little faster. Ooh, that's a lot of stuff. I'll come back to that a little bit. Saw someone build their base so high the stairs were out of render range from the surface. Was that, let's game it out. I feel like that's a let's game it out thing. I should probably get back in before I run out of oxygen. There was a period of time where I'd been like seriously noodling on, well, would it actually be worth it for me to try and do weird challenge videos like that? And then I realized I don't have the patience for that. All right, let's start generating some oxygen, seeing as it just gave me a seed. But I think ultimately I'm more in the vein of guy who just plays game and hopes people come, watches to just hang out, as opposed to like trying to slowly, painstakingly torture myself into making a dumb challenge video. Maybe. Okay. I need some titanium. Do I have any? No. Really wish this game did have area crafting. I don't know if that's an upgrade you get later, but being able to like pull from nearby chests is one of those upgrades I really wish every single game had. How is there frozen ice? Doesn't that require an atmosphere to exist? I mean, you can get ice from asteroids and stuff, depending on how they impact. But specifically, this planet did have an atmosphere, so I don't know. It doesn't come off as that outlandish. I watched a Vax stream this a couple days ago. He was doing hardcore runs, and it was quite amusing. Yeah, optimize and pray loot tables give you enough food to make growing your own. The starter chest in the pod was no longer static, but randomized. Oh boy. I think I could do that. I think my main problem with trying to do a hardcore run of this is mostly just the fact that it's a long game. And I think I would struggle with losing because the time loss. And also, like I said before I started streaming this, we need silicon. Put the crafting station in. Should have started with this. Yeah, this is something before I started, I've already made the backpack. We do want to make the exoskeleton, so I need silicon and magnesium, because that gives me some more slots. Oh. Take this off, put this on, then we can put that back. Okay. Do want to give a little bit more living compartment just so I can have a bit more space in here. There we go. Yeah, I just have so many games that I want to get through. The idea of hardcore runs is both very fun and kind of tempting, and then also would drive me mad. Okay, cool. So that's some basics. Now we could run up there and go into that ship. I don't remember what's in there. I think I'm going to go for the boxes in this area and we'll figure it out. I could see like a hardcore... Ooh, no. I forgot to clear out my inventory. That was foolish. Yeah, what was I going to talk about? Hardcore runs. I did Hardcore Spore a while back. That was kind of fun. A while back. That was years ago. But that was kind of fun. I liked the idea of it, I think, more than the execution. It was really fun early, but once you got up to the, like, tribal and civ stages, it was dull as can be, because it turns out Spore's not exactly the most exciting game past a certain point. Let's see, will there be any other members of the Wholesome Verse, or will it just be me? Just me for now. So I can't talk about exactly what happened. It's not my place to do so. Penta needs a break from the Sunday crew, and so we're all just kind of doing our own thing. Also, Madi's on vacation, so I wouldn't expect Wholesome Verse Sunday crew streams to resume until probably until New Year's. It'd be my best bet. I know Vac is not affected by American Thanksgiving. He is not American, but I don't want to be that guy that one of the friends is not available, so I organize a separate playthrough of a different game without them. Because also that would require some level of, like, commitment. So say if we wanted to start playing PlanetCraft together, it's either everybody or just me. And so that's what I'm opting for. I had some friends a long time ago that I was on vacation. I think it was for, like, PAX or something. And so I need silicon, cobalt, titanium. Give me a second. What's the other thing I need? Oh, double magnesium. But I was on vacation. I think it was for a PAX. Like, I was traveling and didn't really have a choice. And this was back when Battleborn had just been... Battleborn had just come out, or it was kind of recent-ish. And at the time, Battleborn... if you are not aware, Battleborn was the competitor to Overwatch that died. It was a complete commercial flop. And I think some people liked it. I liked it enough. Hey, thank you, guy called Samurai, for the raid, and welcome on in. Yeah, I just never played a whole bunch of Battleborn. But it had a co-op mode. We were going to play through the co-op campaign together, and like the whole plan was, as soon as I got back, we'd start playing it, and then they played through most of it without me, which is very baffling. And they're like, well, you know, sorry, we can't fit you, or we don't want to play through the early missions again, but you can help us out with the missions that we're having trouble with. And, I did. And then, like, I want to say it was only a couple of weeks later, they were, like, actively bad-mouthing me, more or less in public around other people. And I was like, okay, I don't want to interact with you ever again. And you've given me plenty of justification for not doing so. And so I never want to do that to another person, if I can avoid it. We still don't have a raid message. That's a funny raid message, actually. But, so as a result, I always try to be very careful about starting or even playing anything that I know somebody else might be interested in, because I'd hate to put somebody else in that position again. Let's see. Did I get stuck in a foot-high rock? Yeah. Okay, so we've got the T2 backpack. We are... where are we going? What are we doing? I've got this going. What can I build? We don't have enough iridium for a heater. We do actually... We could get a second... we could get a second Vegetube. Not that the Lerma is particularly good. I think it's Garbo. But it's better than nothing. So iron, ice, and magnesium. Iron, ice, and magnesium. There we go. Lerma seeds. So that gives us a bit more oxygen. So I think at this point, this base is dead to me. So we're going to grab the iron. Actually, just eat the food. Iron, silicon. I'll bring some water with me. Cobalt we can get elsewhere. We want that aluminum. Yeah, silicon is just rare enough that I kind of want to Hoard it. Wow, I have a lot of iron here. You sure you want to build in the lake bed? That's actually what I'm doing right now. I'm getting out of here. Let's see. We're gonna go set up in a different base with actual access to iridium so I can build some heaters before everything completely floods, because that would be slight pain. I don't actually think it really causes too much issues. I think you just don't get oxygen back in a flooded base. But it's been so long I legitimately do not remember. So I think I'm going to park the base kind of over here in the spot between, because I think I'm going to build another base over there where the aluminum is. Once new people, they were running a side game of D&D without mentioning it, even though the game was never technically ended. It was on an official hiatus. Didn't even go vacation. Oof. Yeah, I've had friends do that to me. And like, I recognize to some degree, maybe I'm actually... I don't know how socially skilled I am. The older I get, the more I can like question some of the friendships that fell apart. And I'm like, was some of that me? And I actually do not have the answer there. Let's go for this one because we can kind of extend outwards. It's up on a hill. I am out of titanium. I can't open the door. It's fine. We're good. But yeah, I always have that very slight level of like, was that me? Was I responsible for some of these issues? But one of the most like inclusive things I ever ran into was when friends would decide to do things without me and not tell me about stuff. That was almost always when I was just like, okay, we're not friends. We are casual acquaintances at best. Unless it was like something that very much they knew I wasn't interested in. Like there's some level of like, no, good friendships can also identify when you're not interested and they don't try and bother you about it. But I had some friends that were like dodgy for a while. I'm like, hey, you want to come over? Nope, sorry, busy. Okay. Hey, you want to come over? Nope, sorry, we're busy. Eventually found out they were just getting together to play video games without me, without inviting me. Like the weird part was it was 3 of them. And this is like back when 4-player local co-op was like the thing. Smash Bros, Phantasy Star Online on the GameCube, stuff like that. And it was just the 3 of them getting together to play games without me for whatever reason. So some part of me was just like, why am I not invited to these things? And they were just shifty about it. So I eventually said, okay, clearly you don't like me. You just want to do your own thing. And I think the friendship fell apart even without me. I think they were just actually not nice people. And I think it made them feel, what, powerful to exclude? I don't think too hard about people that do that. It's like the easiest way for me to cut someone off when they get to that point. Because then I can just be like, all right, this is no longer my emotional responsibility. Does your base really need a door now? Door, though? Oh, I certainly hope so. That's the only way I can breathe. Okay, so how are we gonna... Well, okay, what can I build? I guess I should clear out a number of these basic craft screen blueprint stuff. So I need this. Iron, silicon, and... yeah, because I should have each of these done. You were too good at gaming. The thing is, like, I'm not actually... like, weirdly enough, I'm not actually that good at certain game types. I'm really not good at competitive shooters. I'm fine at them, but I do not enjoy them. And so I do not go out of my way for them, but as a result, usually that's the one thing I do not show up for. If somebody's like, hey, you want to play a competitive shooter? You know, you want to play the new Battlefield? I'm good. Okay. So that's blueprints. We can open up chips. Do I have more iron? No, I'm fresh out. So I want to make a craft screen progress, but we don't actually know how to make one of those. And then we want to make a T1 heater. So into the cave. I learned about Citizen Sleeper from you. It's just such a beautiful game. Did you come across any other games that scratch the same kind of itch as Citizen Sleeper? Yes. Okay, easiest one I can actually think of off the top of my head is Teenage Exocolonist. It might sound completely different, but they had a very similar like life sim struggle vibe. Obviously Citizen Sleeper 2 kind of hit the same vein. I'd have to think about more than that, but if you haven't tried Teenage Exocolonists, that would be the big one. The teenage element is very secondary. It's very much the exocolonist part that's carrying weight on that game. At least in my opinion. But I adore that game. I adore both of those. And see, that's part of the reason why I want to do this channel where I can play the games that I adore and want to feature more. Because, yeah, I really want to do a playthrough of both of those games. I'd started streaming Citizen Sleeper 1 in preparation for Citizen Sleeper 2, but the viewership on that was bad. And so at the time I was like, well, can't do any more of this, but now if I just want to do a playthrough, I'll probably just do a playthrough of it. And then go through Citizen Sleeper 2. Maybe I didn't like Citizen Sleeper 2 as much, shockingly. Maybe, I don't know. It felt a little bit more dramatic and a little bit, oh god, I don't remember where my base is. It's over there! Oh, we might not actually make this one. I went out the wrong exit. Well, it's okay. I'm going to, honestly, corpse teleport right back. I might be able to make it in. Nope. I actually might have been able to, but it's fine. We made it back. Shh. Delete and start again. No. I refuse. Now, I think we might run out of some level of oxygen doing this. I'm going to put the heaters on this side. Or not oxygen. Yeah, run out of power. I should get some more iron. But at least we got some heating elements and aluminum, which is somewhat hard to find. Sort of. Okay. Ow. And of course my hydration doesn't come back from dying. Why would it? Alright, so we're gonna need iron. What else am I gonna need? I don't know. I think we might want to actually build like a small dummy base, park it outside that crashed ship, and actually see what I can dredge out from the interior. Because there's usually some good stuff in there. You totally made it back when the screen went dark. I was like seconds from opening that door. Let's see. Do the wind turbines stop if they get submerged in the water? I think once we have water, it's imperative that we find that out. I know for a fact that even when the sun goes down, solar panels still give you plenty of sun. Yeah, we're just gonna hoover up things for a bit. Or they still give you power even though the sun is gone. I don't know. Brains elsewhere. Let's see. Let's just pick up what I can grab. I don't remember if there are hydro turbines on this, but I guess there's no, like, running water, so why would there be? Remember, first time finding Wander is interested in Dead Cells. Want to see what it's like back when there wasn't more than a few levels. I'm still stuck there. Like, I've talked about this a little bit. One of my struggles with early access games is I play them hard when they're in, or used to play them really hard when they were in early access. And I find it actually really hard to go back and play more after that point. And so for me, early Dead Cells was somewhat of a nightmare. It was really hard, and it made it difficult for me to enjoy the game when it hit 1.0 or got any of the DLC content. And so I've actually picked up the Dead Cells board games in hopes of enjoying Dead Cells again without having to immediately go back to getting completely face blasted by the, was it the concierge? Whatever the first boss was, who ruined me every time. Is there a DLC for this coming out tomorrow? Yes, there is. The Toxicity DLC comes out tomorrow. I will tell you now, I don't think it's much for spoilers. The DLC is better than anything they've made up until this point, in my opinion. It is very good. Because it's a much more... So you see how we have this ship here? The Toxicity DLC has, like, actual structures that you can... like, buildings and whatnot, and, like, rail lines that you're cleaning up and recycling and repairing. And it feels so much more, like, lived in as far as the world goes. and interesting to explore as a result of that. And I started streaming this partially because I want to be able to not have the base game hanging over my head as far as like games that I have not completed, but then I also have the excuse to go back and play the DLC, because it would feel weird to play and finish the DLC before the base game. I'm not doing that. I had the same experience with Pacific Drive recently. I've recorded that whole thing off camera, but that'll be going up on Wander VODs as well. Maybe it did actually before this video goes out. I have no idea what that upload schedule is going to look like. Maybe I'll have them be concurrently. Yeah, I've got plenty of inventory space. We might as well snag a couple things here, including the chest. Whenever there's a chest, I want to get the chest. Amazing chest ahead. Must have. Ooh. I was not wrong in this motivation. Okay, it doesn't seem like there's anything else there. I'm just gonna park a chest or two in this little cube, and we're just gonna run into this ship and grab what I can. Because it's probably a good idea that I just start looting these. Especially because sooner than later we're gonna run out of food. Is that lined up? Yeah, that's about as lined up as I'm gonna get it. Okay. And this really doesn't need to be much more than just a holding room with a bunch of items in it. Interesting. No. Dang. I wasn't sure if pressing R would, like, change the... Oh, you can do control to chain constructions. That's actually really good to know. Okay. What? I forgot about holding control. I forget all sorts of things. Let's see. I feel like worried that you're going to have the same problem with a game that you're play testing, where you're not going to be able to enjoy the full version. I will tell you, it is... Oh, god damn it, I need a flashlight. I forgot about that. Okay. We're just gonna run back to the other base. It's close enough. I guess in that case, let's grab all of the loot here. Oh, you want another Citizen Sleeper recommendation? Road Warden is another one that I'd actually say is very similar. Not... It doesn't have much of a visual element, but it is a it falls into the same category of kind of low power fantasy life sim. But you're effectively Aragorn, but low power. You're just taking care of a region that's kind of untamed, and it's very satisfying. Okay. But yeah, I don't do a whole lot of pre-alpha playtesting kind of stuff anymore. I used to. Okay, silicon and 2 magnesium. I used to dive into games when they were like just starting out, have barely got any content in them, very, very little coverage on YouTube, so on and so forth, and I'd play the hell out of them. I still do that from time to time. There are some games that very much like fit that fit the criteria for me to enjoy them, but usually I don't bother anymore. I find games that are not done tend to be kind of a tax on my, I don't want to say like my mental health or anything, but it's one of those where it's like, why am I playing this when I could be playing Planet Crafter? And so that's like severely affected how I... Okay, there we go. It severely affected how I react to certain things. That... Oops, okay. Which I feel kind of bad about, because I get a lot of developers being like, hey, cover my game. It's like, you know, it's super early alpha, but, you know, it's got a lot of stuff in it. I start playing it for a bit. I'm like, no, can't do this. I'll come back when it's done. I don't know. I have the same problem, I think, with like TV shows and movies a little bit. that I have so many unwatched TV shows and movies, it's really difficult for me to go to watch something new that I'm dodgy about. So instead, we've been like, Shell and I have been watching The Fringe, actually, which I like that. It's really good. Yeah, you can't cover an alpha game that's not ready to share. Yeah. I always feel bad because like the developers need all the coverage they can get. But I've come to the conclusion that I can no longer provide that service comfortably. Spacesuits locker. Oh, that's new. Huh. I'm gonna put these away. I don't think they matter at all for what I'm doing here. But that is neat. I love the idea of there being fashion as an option. Oh, right, I should be running around with the deconstruction out because there are certain things to deconstruct in here, including this sucker. You just get all of the pieces for a T2 heater. That is wild. All right, let's go back and build that. If fashion is always the end game. Yes and no. If the fashion does not change anything about how I look, maybe not. And so this being a first-person game, I don't think I care deeply about fashion. If I was playing with other people, I think I would care a little bit more. Whereas conversely, like, Astroneer, in Astroneer I care deeply about fashion because I can see me and I know my friends can see me, and so I went out of my way to get, like, a good skin for that game, because it just felt weird without it. Alright, do we want to run back? It might change my fingers. Yeah! I don't know. I actually kind of like how my fingers look with this suit. I think this might have been the new ones. So does this game have multiplayer? Yes, you can play this with other players. So if you want, you can host a session. I don't know how many players. I want to say it's either 4 or 8, or there's no cap. And I mean, that's cool, if true. Okay, let's grab this. Let's put these away. Let's get a bunch of oxygen tubes up in here, I think. Decode this. We have T2 agility boots. Oh, aluminum and fabric. Gimme, gimme. Because now we have plenty of agility. Try the number keys to see if you have hotkeys. Well... How do I stop? How do I stop? It's me. Okay, there we go. Let's see. So we're going to build T2 Vegetube. So I need 2 ice, magnesium, silicon, some other things. Okay. I think I'm going to have to go grab that resource. So ice, iron, magnesium, and silicon. We have plenty of silicon. We have some iron. So I need magnesium and a bunch of ice. Well, that's a bunch of ice over there. Well, now you can care about your outfit. Yes, yeah, so I can get trapped in an infinite waving loop. Exactly where fashion matters. The only time you can see yourself when you are forced to do an action endlessly until you find the button to exit from it. I don't know. I actually would enjoy probably playing this game in third person. There might be an option for that, but... Got a good laugh, though. It is true. You did get me. Wave like there's no tomorrow. It's true. Okay, this should be enough. Yeah, if we get a bunch of those oxygen vegetubes, that'd be lovely and probably extremely helpful. We might have to go get some more power, too. But that's okay. Alright. So, I think I'm just gonna do... hold up. I think I'm going to expand this room. Of course, that was most of my iron, which, yeah, not great. Yeah, I have a little bit more. Not much, though. Yeah, we'll have to go get more iron. Plonk those there. That at least gets us 2 of these. Enough that I can get that one in. Do we have any others? No. It's just a bunch of Lerma seeds, which aren't actually very good. But it's okay. We do have that other base that I can work with. But I guess we can leave it here for now. Well, no. We'll probably get another water bottle in the next base. Let's see. What else do we have? My character in the way. No, my character is perfectly placed for this, so we don't have to worry about anything. Yeah. Almost waving long enough that I thought you were saying goodbye to relatives after Thanksgiving. I don't know about you. I am one of those people that when it is time to go, it is time for me to go. I was at my, oh, we do actually have food bits, but I don't think we have a planter yet. I was at my in-laws yesterday, and I think like most people who have in-laws, there's always some level of like, friction. But in this case, it wasn't exactly, I wouldn't exactly say friction per se. Oh, we can deconstruct the technical debris. Well, you know what? We might as well. Oh. T2 scrapper required. Okay, so we're going to have to come back to this one. But in this case, this specific in-law's house is extremely soporific. It has like plaster walls or something like that. And so whenever we visit this in-law and we're in their house, I fall asleep. And so they're like, you know, don't fall asleep. So I'm like, okay, but I'm going to have to do something else with my hands to stay awake. Otherwise, I am going to conk out on you. So I start fiddling with my phone or I draw. And, they don't like that either. So it's kind of like, okay, damned if I do, damned if I don't. I guess I'm going to fiddle with my phone, try and pay attention, fall asleep, and then eventually say, okay, we need to go because if I fall asleep proper, I'm gone. And I don't want to do that. And so usually what happens is I stand up and I'm like, Shell, we gotta go. We can't stick around. And Shell, dutiful daughter that she is always like, no, I want to spend another 4 hours here. And I'm like, I can't do that. Take up knitting. I would fall asleep so much faster. I don't have the attention span for knitting. Okay. Let's see. We can clear out a couple of spaces. We can make a big... Ooh, can we make the big heater? Silicon and titanium. We can make the big heater. I can't believe we have enough power for this. I'll have to go mess around. I haven't set up a napping corner for you. It's more the idea of the perception that it is rude to fall asleep. Let's see. More titanium and silicon. All right. Yeah, let's just make another T2 heater. Honestly, what I should probably do is just deconstruct these two. It's a family that very much works off of appearances. And if you are maybe not the most conforming, they don't like that. Which is always kind of funny to me because they don't like the fact that I'm a YouTuber because they don't... I think the complaint was they don't know how to talk about me being a YouTuber. So they can't brag about me to their friends, which just feels very strange. Let's see. I just need one more titanium. We can make another one? Cripes, we can make a lot of these. Well, this is going to cause serious issues with my power pipeline, but it's going to be great for my... heat generation. Look at that terraforming progress just zoop up. Oh, this has been using my aluminum though. That's fine. We do need aluminum though. because I should make the next backpack. Still need more titanium. Do we have any? I think, yes, we do. Man, I am just zipping here. Okay, do we have the T2 oxygen tank? Yes, we do. So we don't need the T2 oxygen tank. I don't really care deeply about mining speed. It doesn't make too much of a difference. We've already got the agility boots. So, I guess let's just clear out some inventory space. We might, yeah, we did get a Pestra seed. I just need more silicon. We should probably go raid that other ship as well. There we go. Okay. Please tell me I've got some water. Nope. Well, we got ice. That's good enough. Okay, so what is our next big task? I guess it wants me to make the progress screen. Iron, 2 silicon, and a cobalt. Might as well get that on. I don't actually feel like the progress screen is particularly good, but I'll have it built anyway. Yeah, see, the problem is the progress screen is just barren to blue sky. You're at 5% in. It's like, doesn't make any kind of, like, real difference. I should probably make this. Iron, silicon, and magnesium. We surely have run out of resources. Let's snag this one. And tell them you're the world's biggest bullet heaven promoter. I don't know if that's the case anymore. It used to be. I think I'm the broadest. But I know there's a lot of other YouTubers that, like, I will cover a game once, other people will cover it for, like, 60 videos. Thank you, Sorrel the Soul, for the 84-month resub. I'm on my 11th attempt of a hardcore world for this game. Cripes. I salute you for your commitment. I don't think I could do that. Okay, so power. We have enough. We should probably get a couple more. Cobalt, iron, silicon. Here's the other thing is, maybe we just go to the other ship. Yeah, let's head for the old base. Let's pick up just enough iron and titanium we can make a filter base. Because I think right now we have enough stuff generating resources. The best thing I could possibly do is probably rip out all the really valuable things from the crashed ships all over the place. Yeah, remember to bring spare supplies, and good luck. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to... Now, if this released a roguelike mode, that I would play hardcore for. Hardcore drops you in the meteor crater by default. Huh. Okay. Well, I said I was going to go in, but I think we're actually going to turn right back around because we just got a better oxygen tank and we just got a lot of really good things off of that chest. Roguelike idle game is quite an interesting genre. You joke? I honestly, truly believe idle/incremental games would massively improve if they started doing more roguelike-y things. Any kind of short play or game that needs some degree of replay value, adding roguelike components is like the best way that you can possibly make them exciting long-term. Okay. Do we want to make another one of these? I just need 2 ice. 1 ice. We are short. There's plenty of ice over here. Are there any games like that out there? Not really, which is the wild part. There's like a couple that have started to do it. There was one digging mining game that I played recently that had randomized upgrades every time you leveled up. Oh right, we should probably get rid of these chips. What was the one before the T2 mining chip? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Put that there. But yeah, to my knowledge, not a whole lot of incremental games or idle games or whatever have had roguelike power roguelike power-ups and progression system, which is a shame. Because, yeah, it would be way more fun that way. Okay, we have some iron. I'm going to turn these bits of iron into chests. Well, we can now make the T2 solar panels. Yeah, we are cruising. Ooh, T2 exoskeleton. That's also very good. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. So, titanium, silicon to magnesium. Oh, and 1 aluminum. Which, yeah, we've been getting plenty of. Okay. Iron, titanium, silicon. Okay, at the very least we need the iron. Yeah, let's just go back to the other base, grab what I can, and then run over. I might also rip up some other bits. Like, I think I might recycle this thing, at least for the moment. By the time I come back, I should have way more speed and a much bigger oxygen tank. I saw this got hit by one of the meteors, and I was like, it's such a good thing that I don't have to worry about my base taking damage. Oh, I guess I'm leaving the base there. That is a lot of iron, though, which is good. I wonder if you tried Nimbatus. I think so. The name rings a bell, but it... And it's bringing up like a ship. But that's all I remember about it. Yeah, Wabo livestream. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do more of these. I stopped for a long time because of health issues and other things, but I don't have those health issues right now. They might come back if I'm particularly bad, but I have a really good chair, so hopefully it's not a problem. We will see. Okay, so what do we want to do? First and foremost, yeah, we have a lot of iron in here, which I was going to use to build something. Oh, right. We're going to make the oxygen tube. So all I need is 1 aluminum. Okay, so now we've got... I think we have the T3 backpack already. Yeah, so we've built all the stuff that we can build here. I could build some more heaters, but I think we start with the solar panels. Oh, the joys of getting older. Yep. I mean, like, I don't know, I haven't been feeling that bad about aging yet. I'm not that old. It's really the joys of being young and being able to completely disregard health concerns because your body can just say like, whatever. I can sit in a hard chair for hours on end and it's not going to destroy me. Then you hit 30 and it's like, oh, I can't do that. I guess that is the joys of aging. But now I just have a much more comfortable chair and I just don't have those problems. I should remember that those can kind of stack up next to each other and that's kind of nice. I should probably also have turned some lights on. Now that I'm thinking about it. My wife just got back and I'm sitting in a dark room because the sun went down. There we go. These off. Okay, so that gives us a little bit more power. Yeah, do I want to make those heaters? I mean, I've got the space for it. I just might not have the resources. Nah, let's just grab, oh, no, I can source this on the way. Let's head to the other base and then run over. Yeah, you're not sold on the roguelike idle game mixture. Roguelikes, for me, tend to live off of their insane difficulty. For me, it's more... The reason why I feel like a roguelike idle game would work is not for the difficulty, but for the replay value. Imagine, let's go with like Nodebuster or To the Core. Imagine if To the Core had a much more like variable upgrade tree. and like things that you can find. And like upgrade paths that you can follow. So one run of it, you go really hard on the grenades. Another run, you get like lucky with some upgrades, and now you've got full-on super lasers and stuff. Here, for this game, I feel like it wouldn't work too hot, just because the game is too big, and you know, for any kind of long idle game, I don't think it would work. I think it would spice things up a little bit, but I don't think it would work. But for one of the like shorter ones, Node Buster to the core and that kind of ilk, a shorter version. Oh, there's the food grower, finally. Grab some ice. A shorter, more replayable version, I think, would actually be a perfectly fine and honestly fun situation. I need 1 silicon. Do I have any in here? No, we'll just find one on the way up. Then I'll probably come by and recycle all of that junk, because it's not going to be very good. Okay, I made it. I just didn't drink it. Yeah, like, what's a really good idle game? Oh, not in the same vein. I don't know how many of you guys played or saw me play Journey to Incrementalia. That was a very good short play incremental game. One that you could put, I think you could beat it in like 3 hours or something like that. And it had enough build variety that you could replay it, I'm gonna say like 4 or 5 times and not repeat a build. Bonesley, yeah. And this is a very good game. Highly recommended. If you haven't seen or played it before, give it a shot. It's very good. But that one had just like a bunch of talent options that were fun to play around with. I think I ended up going with like, was it Explosive Ghosts? I forget about it. And what about Norp Apolog? Norp Apolog also very good. Very similar setup and similar merits. Once again, one that would actually maybe have worked just as well, if not better, with some level of roguelike power-ups. Just because each quote-unquote run in Norp Apolog only took like a couple of minutes at best, and so having a couple random pop-up upgrades would add some fun spice to it. Not necessary, just fun. Okay, T2 agility boots. Beans. I'm gonna build one of these here just to see what I need for it. I don't think I can afford it. It requires super alloy. We might find it. Okay, there's something behind this. Guess I'll put it there. Have you grabbed any of the golden chests? I actually don't remember where they are. There we go. That should be enough inventory space for now. Let's ignore everything else. Let's just run in here and clear it out. Don't spoil where too many of the golden chests are. I know it would actually help me immensely if I did know. But I really, really do like the thrill of discovery, as it just makes every game feel just that much better to me. And if everybody's telling me where every gold chest is, then, boy, why am I playing? Okay, oh, I got plenty of oxygen. Okay. We can run out of here for a second, though. Oh, really? The chests actually scale with level, or they don't? Huh. Oops, why am I putting that away? Okay, decode a mini chip. And yeah, I don't feel like actually using any of these here. If we get lucky and get a little bit more super alloy, that'd be awesome. Okay, the normal chests scale with level. Good to know. Sorry, Wander, I'll spoil it. Your princess is another castle. That's a problem. Shell, what are you doing in somebody else's castle? She's going around just making weird noises. Huh. You know, apart from Mario Party, I don't think Shell's ever played any kind of Mario game. Oh, you played Mario 64? I've literally never heard you talk about Mario 64 before. Did you own it? Huh. Strange. Now you have to dress up, what, as Mario? That'd be weird. Especially because well, okay. I am Mario shaped, but Shell is 100% Daisy coded. Rather than Peach. I really can't wait till we get those storage lockers. I guess actually wasn't one of the first Princess Peaches brown-haired? Like OG? I know a number of them were. Okay, do I have enough super alloy? Probably not. Just be Waluigi. I am, like I said, I am shorter and rounder than a Waluigi would fit. My brother is Luigi coded. I am Mario coded. I'm not even joking here. That like of the two of us, he is very much the Luigi. My brother is also the younger brother, and is the beanpole. And for a while, at least, was kind of the more scaredy cat of the two of us. I think, that went away when we hit middle school. This isn't powered, but I still deconstructed the debris on the other side of that door. That's funny. Just have space for one piece of debris. Sorry, debris. Okay, we'll have to come back. Of course, there is always a possibility I'm gonna get lost in here. It's not that maze-like, but it could happen. Wonder should dress as a Luma then. How's the mustache situation? Is it Luigi-like? Well, Shell says no, but I can tell you now, I could probably do a Mario stash. But Shell doesn't want me to. Yeah, my dad's had a mustache since forever, and I think that's part of my resistance to it is that I don't really want to look like my dad. I think that would be weird. I think some people, like, it's fine. Like, oh, I don't know. I'm sure the Skarsgårds would be fine ending up looking like Skarsgård, but I don't know. My dad just... Oh, locker storage, hold up. Yeah, don't all my uncles have mustaches? Shell's asking. Yes. My oldest uncle did not. However, all of my other uncles and my dad are... Okay, so my dad was taller. But all of my other uncles are about my height and very Mario coded in appearance. Which is funny because we're about as American as you can get, and I don't think any of us have any Italian heritage. But I guess Mario's, well, no, yeah, Mario's definitely Italian coded. But yeah, my brother's kind of, well, I'd say anomalous, but I think he just takes after my mom's side of the family. In that regard, they tend to be a little taller and a little thinner. Kind of. I mean, thinner by the American scale for the most part. God, storage lockers are just such a game changer. I wish they'd been here this whole time. I think I'll leave. Do we leave this one? Yeah. Okay, lock all the storage, but why? Okay, loot tables change based on change of progress, so it'll change when you reach blue sky. Huh. Good to know.